Hello, welcome back to another weekly vlog. I am going to my nail appointment. It's Wednesday. I know I'm going to have to do a late one today, so I've done a split shift, and I had a bath in the middle of the day. I had a bath and washed and dried my hair, and I just feel like a new woman, truly. A new woman who's about to get into a car that will not have a warning oil light on it. If you missed the last vlog, that'll make no sense. But I drove all the way to Emma's house. It was 5 hours either side. It's usually like 4-ish, but there were multiple problems both sides. On the way home, it was flooding, and honestly, the way there was so terrible that it wasn't even a problem. The flooding was like, this is nothing. This is nothing at all. Oh, we've got new neighbours. We've got new neighbours, oh my god. We've got new neighbours and they've already heard me vlogging. Oh, I don't think there's anyone in there. It's just a garage that was open. Anyway, so had a problem, bit of an issue. Warning light came on my car for oil. Never had this before. Had to put oil in. Too much oil. I mean, watch the vlog. But I got back and the mechanic across the road, who always checks out our cars for us, had a look, and he said that's my gear that won't go in gear. That's another issue that he needs to look into for me. I'm at this point, for the most part, just skipping 2 and going into 3. Just 3rd gear all the way. Let me tell you, it's difficult going up hills without 2nd gear, but my car is falling apart. I don't know what is happening. So back to the oil. Yeah, he said it still was not enough oil, and he doesn't know what it was, doesn't know what was going on. Maybe it was a sensor, he doesn't know, but everything's good. He also said that it would be a red warning light if there was too much oil. So that's good to know, because there was only ever an orange low oil light, and I just googled it and it said maybe low pressure, because it was like showing me too. I don't know. Either way, a professional has seen the car and we're all good now. I'm going to show you my outfit. Do you know how few things are actually magnetic these days? Because I've got a magnetic tripod situation on my camera. So few things are magnetic for me to... But my car is magnetic. Not all of them. Not all of them. Is it like aluminium? I don't know. Anyway, this is my outfit. Whenever I wear this outfit, Ella says I look like I'm cosplaying as like a yummy mummy. And I see what she means. I actually was looking for like my baggy hoodie zip up thing and I couldn't find it, so I put this on, and I do feel like it's very, who do I think I am? Maybe I should have yummy mommy nails. I actually think I'm gonna have super dark red again. I loved them. I decided to go with the purple sparkly last time. They were very Death Becomes Her coded for our New York trip, because we went to see that musical. It was amazing. That was truly a highlight of my life. That was specific. Oh, I hope I can actually. Can I go this way? I can. That was kind of why. But I was just going to go full, like, this is the nail colour for me. And the last time I did it, lots of people asked me what the colour was, and I forgot to get back to you, mostly because I couldn't remember what the colour was. So today, when I get in there, I'm going to specifically show you this is the colour, because I feel like I might just become one of those people that goes back for the same colour every time. Dark red, I don't think it's seasonal, although it is seasonally appropriate for autumn winter. I think it's like, you know, like people that wear bright red nails all the time. Dark red nails, it's just like polished, it's chic, super short, dark red nails. It's a vibe. Right, toasty, this is what I had last time, but look, new ones. So maybe cardigan or stables, but cardigan now. Shiny. I do like that one. Also, I've given myself like what do you call it? Louboutin nail by accident with acrylic paint. That was a thing, wasn't it? That was a trend for a while.
Absolutely was. Red underneath.
Yeah. What a ball like that must have been. Beautiful, beautiful. I actually love this. It's called Cardigan. It's the one that we went with. Maybe by Pure Nails. I feel like Pure Nails. But it is a little redder than the deep dark one of last time, so it's a little more festive maybe. I always think of the potential photos that I'm going to need to be taking. Back in the day, it was like blogging photos, so I would be taking pictures of holding lipsticks or like a foundation bottle or whatever, and now it's candles, whatever product photography I'm doing for Smoke and Matches. My nails might be involved Could this be a business expense? Probably not. Do you remember me talking about these bars? These it's a bit booby. These bars, they are the maple, pecan, and almond. Oh, maple, pecan, almond. Maple is not a nut. It's the maple syrup pecan almond bar. So I tried this the other day. I bought a pack of them on Amazon, like a box of them. I really enjoyed them. Also, the first one I had was like really soft and falling apart. And all of these ones haven't been. So I think it's just maybe I've kept it in a warm place or something. Maybe it was like next to my tea. Because this is like a solid thing. And the other one was like falling apart. They're so nice. I don't like peanuts. And there is peanuts in here. But they're not like... Oh my God, I don't even want to show you. This is, you know, when your kids take stuff out of their bedroom. And that's the second time today. There are peanuts in here. But it's not an overwhelming flavour. And I think you need them for the protein and whatever else. I don't know. Oh, really nice. This is the first one that I've found that I actually like. And it's just mostly nuts. Held together with like a sweet maple syrup. It's tasty. It's satisfying. I don't know how many calories. Hang on. 232 calories and 5.9 grams of protein. I don't know if that's a lot or a little. It's like 80% nuts. I have finished work. It's Thursday and I've just been editing a video that I filmed earlier before I started work. And it was me finally going through all my makeup. Not my makeup, all my bags looking for makeup. I'm specifically looking for particular items of makeup that have gone missing over the years that I'm convinced must be in a handbag somewhere. Anyway, spoiler alert, did not find any of the things that I was looking for, but found the most random selection of things, and it's really tickled me just editing it back, because I'm like, who? I'm going to be really interested. I'm going to post this tomorrow, so it'll be up by the time you see this vlog. I'm going to be really interested to see if anyone is like us, we're the same, or if everyone thinks it's completely crazy, because it is a strange selection of things that I found in those bags, as well as so much cutlery after so much shit I gave the kids for so much cutlery disappearing. Now, I did say only the golden cutlery. If you've been around for a while, I did say only the golden cutlery could leave the house. And for the most part, it was only golden cutlery, but that's not the point. There was so much cutlery in my bags. I saw something this week on Instagram where there's a couple, I think they're American, and they were trying different meals from different countries that they were calling like poor meals. And their poor meal from England was beans on toast. Excuse you, but we eat this at least once a week. Although it's beans on cheese on toast. Feel very strongly about this. Make cheese on toast. Put hot, obviously. Beans on top. It'll change your life. Not the other way around. It has to you also have to make the cheese on toast prior to making the beans. It can't be all at once. Because it needs to be like welded to the toast. Just beans on cheese on toast. Hey, it's Friday. I didn't go to Starbucks because I ran out of time on the way to school. I have to do Starbucks on the way to the school run. Costa is right by work. I mean, everything's very close, but I could go back to Starbucks, but it's like, there's so many sets of traffic lights. So I've come to Costa instead. Just for a change of pace. Oh, I feel like it's been a really long week. I always feel like I'm trying to get back onto an even keel. You know, like when you come back from a holiday and you're like, right, get back into a routine now. I think I spend 50% of my life being like, right, next week we'll get back onto a routine. And there's got to come a point where this is my routine. I did a little post on Instagram the other day that was, you know, that trend of, unfortunately, I do love. And it was like, for me, unfortunately, I do love all of the things that people are telling me not to do. You know, like terrible work-life balance, screen time, the hustle culture. Things that people are like, you know, you've got to be careful. We shouldn't be burning ourselves out. That is how I live. And I don't really know how else to live. I think I just have to embrace it. So maybe there's a way that I can not always be searching for the next routine and trying to settle into the next routine, and just accept that that's how I live. Like, just erratically day to day. Well. Weirdest thing. I mean, not weirdest thing, but kind of spooky things happen to me. It is the end of the day. And we had a meeting today saying that Well, obviously we've been like work from home, hybrid working for years at this point. And we only had, I think everybody else had to go in 2 days a week. I had to go in 1 day a week. We have to go in on a Friday, and there's like a mandatory monthly meeting on a Wednesday. We had a meeting saying that from above, now everyone has to be in the office 3 days a week across the board. And for me, that's 2 pro-rated. And the weirdest thing is, a couple of weeks ago, I started thinking about, we've got a gym at work. It's really, really small. It's like £10 a month. You're already at work. Those of you who were following along way back when might remember I used to go to that gym with Danielle. Danielle and I used to work upstairs in customer service, and it was a different way of working then, because we couldn't, like, you had to have, it was very set hours, it wasn't flex, and you had to have an hour lunch break at a set time. So because we were here, we took our hour lunch break and we used to go into the gym. And I've been thinking recently, there's someone in my team who talks a lot about like want to get fit. I thought, I wonder if she would be interested in joining the gym with me, and maybe we come in a little bit earlier, or maybe even like we walk a little on the treadmill at lunch. You know, you have to get changed for that because we'll walk around the lake, like if it's cold or whatever. So I've been thinking about that quite a lot recently. And then when I found that out in meeting, I thought, right, well, that solidified it. I'm going to join the gym, which I've now done. And on a Wednesday and a Friday, that's what I'm going to do. But it feels a bit spooky because truly, I know I've been saying, there's multiple things I want to do before I turn 40 in February. And the girl I work with just turned 40. I say girl, I mean, we're women. But the colleague that I've worked with, she turned 40 this year. And I feel like it's a turning point, isn't it? You want to reassess habits and goals and whatever. And especially for me, like longevity, because of my various ailments. It feels like my hand has been forced a little, because maybe I wouldn't have done that. But I don't feel I would have felt annoyed had this been a few months ago. But because I had already been considering it myself, now I almost feel positive about it, which is weird because I love working from home. Good morning. It is Saturday. Me and Milo, were going to go with my brother to take my niece to a dance class, which I was so excited about. It was actually really cute. Last week he asked me whether or not I could take her with him, and I was busy because I was at Emma's, and so we moved it to today so that we could go, because I was like, oh, that's going to be so cute. I'm so sad. I'll miss it. Anyway, up early on a Saturday. It's 8:30. I was just texting him, like, let me know when and we'll come round. And he literally texted me at the same time that she's woken up with a fever and they're cancelling it. Gutted. Hopefully at some point we will see the baby dancing. We never did dance class with either of ours, so that's a whole new world for me. But I just did my makeup and I'm feeling really good about it. What do we think? As I was putting it on, even though I'm like, it's so early in the morning, and usually when I do my makeup and it's early, I'm like, ugh, don't love it. I look puffy, but I'm loving it. Do need to do something, some kind of lip. But it's literally freshly done. I was going to go and sit down on the sofa and like do computer work, but I think I could film something while I'm freshly made up and make this worthwhile getting up so early on a Saturday morning to get, ooh! You know, I was talking about the other day, makeup that I'd lost. Found some of it on the stairs. We are test driving a car, because the car that Lee ordered to replace his current company car, there was a problem. No build date, it was a whole thing. Then he tried to get another car and they didn't have them available. So we're currently in Tesla, and it is so weird. It's like...
weird.
Really weird, because there's no... Let me show you. There's no anything. There's no stick involved. There's no like
charging.
This is the equivalent of, what do you call it in an automatic car? Still call it a gear stick.
Like a gear selector?
But it's not a gear, is it? What do you call it? Anyway, that thing, that is now there. This is bizarre. So weird. Obviously it's got, you know, a nice roof and all, but Milo's got a little thing in the back, a little screen in the back that he can play Stardew Valley on. Look at this. What a world. You can watch YouTube and Netflix and stuff on it. I mean, it's a nice car, but it is a bit, like, it's almost like otherworldly. Also hasn't got Apple CarPlay, which is surprising.
Oh, That's when you take your foot off the accelerator, just stops.
That would take such getting used to. Like, especially because I would drive it so rarely. Yeah. I think I would struggle with that because...
I think you'd like just the space. It's so bright.
Every time you take your foot off the accelerator, it stops. I think that would take a minute to get used to. If you're driving it all the time, I'm sure it'd be quick, but I think I would struggle because it would be like once in a blue moon. But yeah, really, really weird. I think, like we were saying on the way here, you see different cars and I feel like a saloon is a saloon is a saloon. This feels completely different. It feels like a totally different car experience. I can't tell you how travel sick I feel. I mean, I'm prone to feeling travel sick, but oh my God, the stop-start feeling. That was rough. That was. I'm sure it's more comfortable to drive than it is to be a passenger in that car. I've come to Tim Hortons and there are so many choices. Last time we came to Tim Hortons, I'm sure it was just like coffee and donuts and pastries and stuff. And they've got proper food now. Ordered some donuts for later, but the food was amazing. Also everything in my power to not get some merch. We're in BMW. Not normally into a dark red car. It gives me like my dad would love it vibes. However, this car is almost exactly, I mean, it almost blends in together. It's almost exactly the same colour as my nail polish. I just got delivered from Amazon. I feel like it only used to happen at Christmas and now they are on it all the time. I bought a new electric toothbrush. This might seem weird, but you know, I've been having the issues with my gums. I was thinking about it yesterday because when I was flossing, which I do now, flossing is a thing I do now because the dentist told me, you must floss. But when I'm flossing, I get a little bit of sensitivity, you know, right at the very top of each, not each tooth, but I would say probably 50% of the teeth. And I'm like, what is this about? Like, I've never been better at dental hygiene. And yet it feels like it's getting somehow worse. I'm convinced this is a genetic problem because I truly don't feel like I've caused it. Anyway, I've bought this, which was a fairly, in the grand scheme, inexpensive electric toothbrush. And my idea is I'm going to leave this downstairs and I'm going to brush my teeth throughout the day. Not just like morning and night. Like every time I eat something, I'm going to brush my teeth. I'm going to have that downstairs. So I'll let you know. I'll report back. Funny! Hello? 2 cups of coffee down already. It's 10 o'clock. I'm feeling very energized. I'm trying to, since I've had this ring, this, what's it called? Ultra Human ring, which, FYI, was sent to me, but this is not an ad. Since it's like telling me different things about, you know, myself, which is quite interesting. I think it needs a full 2 weeks before it can give me like full information, but I'm a week in and I'm a bit obsessed with the data. So after we get the full 14 days and it's got stuff to compare it to, I'm going to be probably finding it hard to talk about anything else. Anyway, it tells me in the morning, and this could, you know, you could get this information without a smart ring, but it tells me in the morning what window of time I need to be like getting sunlight and like good stuff for your circadian rhythm. And at night time it tells you like stuff I didn't know, like spacing out your exercise throughout the day helps with your energy levels, which I know that sounds really stupidly obvious, but it will say like, yeah, okay, great, you got your 10,000 steps, but in an ideal world, you want to be getting 3,000 steps between this time, 3,000 steps between this time, and not just like hammering it all at once. That's the stuff that's really interesting. So I've been trying in the morning. I'm not delaying caffeine. Sorry, I'm just not going to do that. It's hard. But I am trying to get out and be in the daylight a little bit in the morning. And I think that is helping. Right now, I'm going to go and pick up my niece. I'm only going in the car because we're literally around the corner because I need to get her car seat. Because I'll take her to go and get Milo from school and I'll be really pleased when I turn up and I have the baby in the car. What is it? Hang on. There you go. There he is. There he is. Do you think he's still crying? Well, I feel like I look like a destroyed woman. The baby's gone. We had a great day. I had grand designs on all the things I was going to do today while she was here. I was like, oh, I've just got to get a few things done. She could potter around with me. And then we were chatting. And she's, you know, she's getting more words. She's from a bilingual household. And so naturally the language is coming slower, or full sentences. And I feel for her because every time you have a conversation with her, she's doing mimes of certain actions and things because she's obviously so used to being misunderstood or like not understood that she's like constantly trying to be like a house or whatever. She does little like, but this thing, trying to be understood at more than 3.5. It must be so frustrating. And so she was telling me all these things and I was like getting it. And there were words that I was like, oh, I know what she's trying to say. And I just felt like I wanted to give her as much attention as possible. So we played Lego all day. I got the Lego out, the big Lego out, put it all over the floor. And we built things and we chatted and it was great. Anyway, she went into Milo's bedroom because we needed to go and get something Lego related from Milo's bedroom. And she was like, oh. Again, very few words. But she was just like, like, Milo. He had plates in there, bowls in there, just, you know, teenage bedroom stuff. And when Lee came home, I said, you know, the baby was mocking Milo's bedroom. And he went in there to get some of the bowls, which Milo would do, but he was out. I mean, I say Milo would do, but you know, teenagers, it's not shame Milo, this is just a standard teenage thing. Ella was just as bad, although I will say, I wasn't expecting it with Milo. Milo was a much neater and tidier personality. But you know, it is what it is. I was such a shocker, such an untidy teenager. Anyway, we kind of set ourselves off on a bit of a challenge, a bit of a task. Wasn't intended. It was like, let's just, 4 hours later, his room looks completely different. I've moved a big piece of furniture into another room that doesn't fit, and I don't know what we're going to do. Probably going to have to just get rid of it. It's not really fit in that room for a long time. But yeah, shamed into cleaning / organising something that needed to be done for so long by a baby. Anyway, I want to leave you with a few clips of them. I'll leave this subject with a few clips of them because they were so cute.
Right, Isabella, do you plead guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Yeah! No, it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
It was that.
Isabella, he thinks it was me.
Up here. It was that.
Where?
That.
You're lying to me, kid. You keep lying to me, kid. I think you might need to go to jail.
I know. I'm not going to jail.
What? You're lying to me.
What?
Wait, there? There?
No, you were that.
There? Wait a minute. What if I just like turn around? Oh no! He's hit me! Oh. Well, guess what? You can't hurt me. I'm getting the police officer. Alright, next act.
Another admission for today. I broke my rule. I think this is the first time this year. I'm like 99.9% sure. Maybe on my birthday. Maybe. But if I did, that's admissible. That's admissible? Permissible? Anyway, I broke my rule of not just eating in the middle of the day. And I ordered Greggs for me and for Isabella and for Ella. But I also ordered enough Greggs for this evening snacks. Just about. And because we ended up doing what we were doing, side questing into the night, I was really glad that I did that. But I've never reheated a pasty in the air fryer. I'm slightly concerned it's not going to be all the way through. I think it might be. I don't know. I'll let you know. But I had a £10 off voucher. This is the problem when you don't ever use Just Eat. They're constantly trying to tantalise you in. And I've done really well. I felt like I've done really well. But today, I don't know, 9 months seems reasonable. I'm going to say crusts because what would you call this? Edges of pasty? Oh my God. My lip balm makes it look like I've got an actual moustache. Which I went to great lengths to get rid of yesterday. That and my full beard. One of these days, I'm going to just like real up close it because some of you would not believe. Some of you would understand, but some of you would not believe. So I would say about 7 or 8 minutes I ended up putting it in from cold, from like in the fridge. And I flipped it over halfway. And it was heated all the way through. Nice, but the edges were a little bit dry. This is the content that you subscribed for. Thought it was so smart last night. I haven't set up the coffee maker the night before in a while, a few weeks. And I was lying in bed thinking, oh, I can have 10 minutes on my phone before I get up because I don't have to quickly go down and set off the coffee maker. Came down, no coffee. It's flashing. Like we just descaled it the other day. What's happening? I forgot to put the water in the coffee machine. Wonderful. Also, because we were sorting out Mila's room last night, I said to Lee, let's just bring all the books downstairs. Bring them all downstairs. I'm going to put them in the new bookcase. New bookcase that I got from my brother's house. That's what I'm going to do. And then that means today I've inherited some problems. I wanted to sort all of this area out yesterday, which I didn't because of the baby. Because I was having such a great time. Which I'm not going to feel bad about, but this is what I wanted to do yesterday and I didn't get around to it. And after our little driving excursion with Mom this morning, which has still been going very well, I'm very pleased with everyone involved. I think I'm going to come back and reset this area because I want to do it now. I've made the bulk of the Christmas stock for smoker matches, and anything that I make now will be like in small batches, so I can do small batches for smoker matches. Like 6 at a time, 12 at a time, and I can do that away in the utility room. Whereas when I was making so much and labelling so much, everything is done now. So today, if I can box everything up, label it all, I'm going to take it to the shop and to split off with Karen on Saturday. And then next week we do the full launch. But it means that I can actually reset and regain this area of my house. This was always the plan, that if we got really far ahead, that I could kind of have my this corner of the house back for Christmas. So when I decorate for Christmas, I'm not like in amongst candle stuff. That would be amazing. Amazing. Whether that happens, time will tell, but that's the idea. Well, you heard it here first. I'm unwanted. My mother doesn't want me anymore. She said that she feels really confident in the drive-in and she's going to make sure she does a drive a week and she's good and I don't need to come on a Tuesday. I'm like, well, fine, I'll never come. No, she didn't really say that. She said, I don't need to keep coming to do the drive-in. Obviously, welcome to visit. But that's great. Like I was saying to it, it's almost as if she's been driving for 40 years. But if you go too long without doing something, you really can get in your head about it. So that is really good news. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this previously, but I had just making sure, because every time I leave it, there's a man on a bike. It's a bit spooky. I don't know if I leave here at exactly the same time every time, because we're just talking. There's no timer on it. But every single time I go, oh my God, he's there. Every single time I come up this road, he's on the path today. There's a man, exactly the same man, because he wears a very specific hat. Anyway, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I was looking on Facebook Marketplace for a bookcase, and a set of drawers. I wanted like solid wood because everything in my house is falling apart. Is this a thing? Does everyone go through this IKEA cycle? I think personally it's small houses. Houses now are not built for traditional solid wood furniture, like big furniture. It's built for modular, and you need to make the most of the space that you've got. And obviously when you've got kids, just you've got more and more stuff you need to maximise the storage space. And I feel like now, as we're getting rid of things, as we're like not minimising but downsizing some stuff, and especially with the kids stuff as well, we're making space for some better furniture. So I was looking for some like old school solid wood drawers. Really, the stuff my mum and dad had that I did not like, when I was first moving out, like 25 years ago. But that now that is, it's just, you know, it comes back around, doesn't it? So I was looking on Facebook Marketplace. I had a couple that, I found this amazing bookcase that it had like a glass sliding front that was mid-century. Not even a little bit what I was looking for, but it would have replaced another like metal IKEA unit that I've got in the living room perfectly. Anyway, that had gone. It was £10. It was exactly the same size as well. It felt meant to be. Not meant to be. But I found a set of drawers that was still available, and when I looked at who was selling it, it was my brother's wife. So we messaged him and said, is this you? Are you selling this? And he was like, yeah, you can come and get it. It was mum and dad's. So hilarious. I feel like that was really spooky. And at the same time, he said, I'm also looking to get rid of a bookcase. Which, what a world, because that's literally the things that I was looking to buy. And so I already took the bookcase from him a couple of weeks ago. But I was just talking to mum and dad about like the logistics of taking this massive chest of drawers and all the drawers, and Dad said he'd help me move it, so we're going to do that next week. Man, that was a really boring story. No money. No. Oh, you were a little bit calmer today because there's no baby. Yeah, but she was checking on you. She was making sure that you were okay and not crying like last time. Right, so this is the unit that I got from, it's just already, this is because it's still candle season, but I'm going to get all this stuff out and I'm going to put these books in this bookcase. This thing is so roomy. Like this is too deep. 2 sets of books deep, and then I still got the space in here. I don't think I've put anything in these cupboards yet. That's handy, and this is where books should be. Kallax really was not made for books. That's major, and then Milo's got loads of sorting to do over the next week, just like going through drawers. You know how it is with kids, especially in that like little crossover where kid to teenager, he's still got drawers that have got like half a drawing on it, you know, like half a drawing, paper is what I meant to say. He's got drawers full of paper. And like rubbish, just rubbish. He needs to go through everything, and I feel like we've made some headway. Computer work makes me so tired. I got a lot done today, a lot of things that I was putting, I still need to write an invoice. Anyway, I got a lot of things ticked off my annoying to-do list of things I don't want to do. But I felt so tired. It got to like 2 o'clock, and I actually set an alarm and lay down and thought I need to get an hour before I go and get Milo. And then every time I do that, I'm immediately like, no, I can't do that. And in like 45 minutes, I did loads of stuff. I like boxed up. I haven't labelled them all, labelled the boxes, but I boxed like kind of half. I made all the boxes, put them loosely in there. About 100 candles. So just stuff I've been meaning to do. So when I get back, I need to print off the labels, cut off the labels, label the boxes, put the boxes in, or rather put the full candles in some bags to take to Karen probably tomorrow, since I'm going to be in work and she's going to be in work. And then what? And then maybe reset the downstairs area like I wanted to do yesterday. I feel like I do better with less time. I think I'm not someone, if you give me all day to do something, I can waste that day and then I feel awful. But if you say you need to do this in an hour, I'll do it in 45 minutes. I don't know if any of you are also seeing this same recipe in various forms constantly on Instagram, but I am. It's basically, as I understand it, I'm sure it's a cultural recipe, but it's basically potato cakes. I don't know, like, this is probably like there's a variation of this in every country, because to me this is potato cakes. I basically just used the potato cake recipe that I use. Some of them have got like more butter, some have got more eggs, but you basically, we'll see, but you basically make a potato cake with like leftover mashed potato. This is like a dough, and then you wrap it up and you fry it, and then it's like a potato meal. I don't know, but it sounds delicious. every time I see it, again, a variation. I didn't want it, like, I don't really understand the difference between the doughs. Some have got egg, some don't have egg. So I just used the regular potato cake recipe that I always use, because it feels like it's just potato cakes by another name. But then, and some people used cling film, some people didn't. I don't know. I'm erring on the side of caution. So then I'm like gonna use the cling film to wrap it together and put it into a dough, into a ball. Kind of reminds me of, does anybody remember pizza rolls? I loved pizza rolls. I think they stopped selling them because they were slightly hazardous. The inside of the pizza roll got very hot. I think that was the problem. I do feel like you could do this without the cling film. The reason that I went with the cling film is because then it would totally cover it in oil, and that was the part that I thought, well, maybe you'll get like a really crispy thing. I don't know. But this also, it's really misleading how much potato is in this. I feel like this is the kind of thing that you'll eat it and you don't realise how filling it is, and you'll maybe eat 2 and then explode. I mean, it looks perfect. These look less perfect. These are the leftovers, but it looks perfect. What it's going to be like on the inside, I don't know. Kind of reminds me of, like, before I eat it, before I taste it, what I have in my mind is when I was a kid, or when we were kids. I remember my mum trying to get my brother to eat different foods, and she made something that she called Action Man Potato, and it was an ice cream scoop of potato over a cube of cheese on a baking tray. Flipping delicious, crispy on the outside, a little bit of cheese on the inside. And after making this, I mean, we'll see what it tastes like, but I feel like I've gone, like this was a lot of steps to potentially just get back to Action Man Potato. I just picked up this cleanser. I was going to talk to you, and then water came out of it. I think somebody dropped it in the bath. Right. If I made it again, here's what I would do. I would, first of all, put in more cheese. I would make them smaller and flatter, because I felt like they were too stodgy. I also really don't understand about the egg, because if you put egg in there, I didn't feel like it was obviously warm all the way through, but I don't feel comfortable about that being cooked properly. I like kind of shallow fried it, and then I put it in the air fryer just to be safe. And everything that went in it was like already cooked. You could have eaten it raw if, you know, it wouldn't have been a big deal. But I just was a bit like, you know, when some food gives you the ick a little bit. It was tasty, but texture-wise, I would have rather had more of the crispy outside than the, what felt to me like kind of uncooked dough center. I don't know. It was an unusual thing. I really haven't had anything like that before, but had to try it. Kept seeing it. It's been advertised, well, not advertised to me, but it's been shown to me in my timeline 5 or 6 times in different videos, different versions of that same thing, and I was like, somebody wants me to make this, and so here we are. Anyway, that is going to be it for this week's vlog. Tomorrow I am in the office, which I'm kind of excited about it. I feel like it was it within this vlog that we were talking about this? I think it was. So I have to go into the office now 2 times a week. I have rejoined the office gym. I'm gonna take it as a sign, you know, it's out of my hands now. I was gonna join the gym, I was gonna start coming in 2 days a week, and then it literally within a couple of weeks was taken out of my hands, and right, joining the gym. I'm going to try and get in a little bit of exercise in a gym environment. I have to be there anyway. I always get there early because I go to work directly after the drop-off, but I don't have to really be logging until 9. It's flex, so, you know, ebbs and flows, but I definitely have some time to take back from the summer being crazy. So yeah, tomorrow feels like the beginning of a new something. It feels like change in the air. Tomorrow feels like a 5 a.m. start. It feels like a fresh beginning. So I'll be a whole new person in the next vlog.